XXXTentacion's murder shocked the rap game back in 2018, and his death is still making waves in the industry today. His alleged killers are finally going to trial over 4 years later, and now the case is taking a shocking twist. Rumors have been flying for years that Drake might have been involved with the hit. At first, it just sounded like a wild theory, but now the lawyer in the case wants to bring Drizzy into the courtroom, and today we're breaking down why some people think Drake really put a hit out on X. Let's get right into this crazy story. Michael Boatwright, Tavon Newsome, and Dedrick Williams are about to face trial for the murder of XXXTentacion. Their homie Robert Allen was up against a murder charge too, but he ended up flipping on them and agreed to testify in the trial so he could plead guilty to lesser charges. Jury selection started a couple weeks ago, and the trial is set to begin in February. But now, one of the defense lawyers trying to shake it all up. Mauricio Padilla is defending Dedrick Williams in the case, and he's got a whole list of big-name rappers he wants to bring in as witnesses. Court documents showed up Padilla wants Quavo, Offset, 6ix9ine, Joe Budden, and Drake to take the stand. Prosecutors called the whole thing a stunt and said Padilla was trying to create a trial by ambush since he waited so long to enter the celebrity names into the case. But according to Padilla, it's just really hard to get people like Drake and Amigos in court. During a pre-trial hearing, Padilla argued that X's beef with some of the rappers was related to his murder. It's not clear if the courthouse will be rolling out the red carpet or not, but this is why a lot of people think Drake might have put a hit out on X. X dropped the track Look at Me back in 2015, but he ended up getting locked up before the song popped off. In 2016, he was booked on robbery and assault with a deadly weapon. Then a few months later, he was locked up again for false imprisonment, witness tampering, and aggravated battery of his pregnant girlfriend. While he was fighting the case from behind bars, Look at Me started going viral on SoundCloud and racked up millions of streams. According to X, the track got Drake's attention, and he promised to reach out to X's manager within a few days. The call never came, but later that same week, Drake dropped a song called KMT and allegedly jacked X's flow off Look at Me. X already had a loyal fan base by that point, and they started roasting Drake for biting his style. X hopped in too and started sending shots on Twitter. He said that Drake's career was almost over, that he stole Hotline Bling, and that all of his money still couldn't buy him respect. Then, he took the disrespect to another level when he tweeted, "Drake mom kinda cute, she could get it." Drake didn't respond to the disses, but he did an interview with DJ Semtex about KMT and Look at Me. According to Drake, he had no idea who X was until people started accusing him of jacking his style. He said,
I see where people could draw like this comparison off of like the first two lines, whether it be the cadence or the rhyme pattern, whatever. Yo, it's crazy that people think that after all this time, after all I've been through, and go and think that I'm gonna like take that and make it my own. Like, I'm not stupid. I'm not like a person like that, you know?
X clapped back on IG Live and sent more shots at Drake and his mom. A lot of people thought he was clout chasing and the stuff with Drake's mom was too far, but it definitely helped get more eyes on X. He had gone from an unknown SoundCloud rapper to one of the hottest new names in the industry almost overnight, and his beef with Drake definitely gave his career a boost. After the live session, X ended up doing an interview with DJ Academics where he apologized for sending shots at Drake's mom.
I apologize to Drake for coming for his mom.
He said he shouldn't have crossed that line, but still said Drake was biting his style and that he tried to sacrifice him. The beef died down after that, and X even gave Drake props for his God's Plan video and encouraging people to do nice things. But then a month later, he tagged Drake on IG and said, "If anyone tries to kill me, it was at Champagne Poppy. I'm snitching right now." X later deleted the post and claimed that he was hacked. But a month later, Drake dropped the track I'm Upset and allegedly took shots at him with the line, "SMS XXX. That's the only time I ever shoot below the neck. Why you keep on shooting if you know that dead? That's the only kind of shit that gets you some respect." Fans thought X and Drake were gonna start sending diss tracks back and forth, but just a couple months later, X was tragically shot and killed. He was leaving a motorcycle dealership when an SUV blocked his whip and two shooters hopped out. They snatched X's chain and Louis V bag with $50K cash inside. X's uncle managed to get out of the car and run away, but XXXTentacion was tragically murdered in broad daylight. His death was a massive loss to the rap game, but Drake allegedly sent more shots at X just a week after he was killed. On the track Mob Ties, he said, "GLE, cause that Lambo moving fast. S-Class, G-Class, lotta class. In a rocket and that bitch ain't got no tags. Louis bags in exchange for body bags." Since X was allegedly murdered over a Louis bag, fans immediately connected the line to him. And that's not the only time Drake allegedly sent shots after his death. On the track Knife Talk, he said, "Voodoo curse, it got him while I flew to Turks. No, the dogs had to hit him or we knew it hurts." It hasn't been proven, but some fans think Drake flew to Turks and Caicos as an alibi while he sent shooters to take out X. But it would be wild if Drake really self-snitched that hard on the song. Another alleged shot was when Drake dropped a huge rock on the X lookalike in his Sicko Mode video. And even though X had already been gone for over 4 years, Drake allegedly dissed him again on his collab project with 21 Savage last year. On the track On BS, Drake said, "Damn, maybe I should do a 20, maybe I should break that 20, do a 10. Maybe I should break that 10, do a 5, then if it gets live, do a 5 again." Some fans think Drake was saying to take a 20, break it into 2 10s, then add 2 5s. That would add up to 30, which spells out XXX in Roman numerals. It sounds like a bit of a stretch at first, but on the next line he said, if he held his tongue on that live, he'd be alive again. A lot of people think the line is about the time X went on IG Live and aired Drake out, but Drake is the only one who really knows who the line was aimed at. Drake isn't the only rapper that Mauricio Padilla named as a potential witness. Quavo, Offset, and Takeoff were listed too, and they actually had some past beef with X as well. When X started beefing with Drake, Offset went on IG Live and listened to an interview where X dissed Drake. That's when Offset decided to hop in and said,
"Y'all suck. How you ain't heard of it? That's why you stole his swag."
Offset was also beefing with dudes like Lil Uzi Vert and Saw Baby for rocking upside down crosses. Saw Baby clapped back and clowned Offset's style. Then X hopped in and called the Migos out for hating on the next generation instead of having their backs. A few months later, Migos allegedly jumped X in LA. The leaked video showed a group of dudes starting to fight with X and his crew outside a hotel. And X told DJ Academics Takeoff was in the fight, while Quavo and Offset watched it go down from a nearby car. But getting jumped didn't stop X from sending shots on social media. He posted a pic of Cardi B on IG and said, "Just letting you know right now, bae, I don't got no pressure with you. I'll bump Bodak Orange when I shower. I love you." X even challenged Offset to a boxing match to settle the beef. But later the news broke that the Migos weren't even involved with the fight in LA. It turned out to just be a bunch of goons who were wearing Migos merch and chains. It's not clear if the Migos had anything to do with it, but after that, beef died down, and X even apologized to Takeoff on social media for bringing him into it. It's not clear if any other rappers will actually show up in court, but it shouldn't be long before we know the truth behind X's death. Now that Robert Allen's working with the state and agreed to testify against his homies, all of the questions around X's murder should be answered. The idea that one of the biggest stars in the world had X taken out seems crazy, but if Drake really was involved, then Robert Allen should know about it. There's no telling what kind of info will come out when the trial finally starts, but tap in for updates, cause it could get wild. Rest in peace to XXXTentacion. We don't know for sure why he was killed, but we do know that the rap game lost one of its most exciting and talented new voices when he died. His families have to wait almost 5 years for closure, but hopefully they'll finally see justice served for him when the trial is over.